the kind of lifestyle that I sometimes had when Stella was like a baby, but I was like coping a bit better. And like one night I was like, fuck it, should we go to the beach? And just jumped in the car at like 7:30 and went to the beach. And it was really lovely. But I lost that. Hang on a second. Hi, I'm on the phone.
Hi. Good husband. That's a good.
Yeah, I'm getting painkiller delivery.
Oh, that's good. Okay, so you want to be able to get that sort of ability to make that choice?
Yeah, and so I wrote calm, and part of calm is knowing my limits. So like not saying, and also it says saying yes, but it's not saying yes to too many things. So I don't end up overwhelmed. And part of it's being able to sit in the moment. So sometimes I know that I get overwhelmed very easily. And when I do, it's kind of retrospectively, I can be like, oh, I could have sat in that moment. And today I did sit in the moment a couple of times. But it's harder to do when you've got like 2 little kids that you're trying to get out the door. And they're like, but I want to listen to Hakuna Matata. I can't find my other shoe. And it's a whole drama. And I think like the kind of visual is like free, like kind of long floaty clothes and feeling free, being able to move free. And I've also written walking. So like we've started walking to nursery and stuff.
Okay.
Now that the weather's nicer, and it makes such a difference to everyone's morning. I guess the clothes thing, I bought some new dresses, just like big maxi dresses, and like it definitely makes a difference because I can just chuck it on and I feel quite chic and good about myself. But I also have like, so I'm like 4 stone heavier than I really want to be, like scales wise, but I have like a C-section pooch that really brings me down, and I really want to get rid of that.
Okay.
And I think that would help me feel calmer, like make me feel happier, better.
Yeah. So it's about feeling, I can hear a lot of sort of wanting to feel free, basically free to be you. In a way.
Yeah.
So free to be you in the way that you are with your kids, and you can spend time with them.
Yeah.
If you need to, but also free to feel like you in your body. So sort of not living in some way, not being.
Yeah. I also like, so today's my dad's birthday, and we spent time at their house this evening, and like my dad's really controlling. Like my parents are very controlling. And just like today, there was like 2 instances of where he was being like really unfair, and I was standing up to him, and he wasn't backing down, and he was making it all like I was asking too much for him, or I was being unfair, and he was being unfair and unreasonable. And Thomas was like giving me the thumbs up behind his back, like, you know, you're doing really well, keep doing what you're doing, which was really good. But just made me realise that my whole life I've had this very, like, I mean, he's really loving, he's just very controlling.
Okay.
That was
no, that's okay. That's okay, because that kind of thing has an effect on. This is going to come up in your story part next week, I think, because when we're interacting with people like that, you know, as children or whatever our parents are doing, that's going to be creating your identity and your way of coping.
Yeah.
And that can be protecting ourselves in our body.
Yeah.
You know? And also limiting ourselves, and we start creating these beliefs that we can't be heard, or we can't express ourselves freely. And we start to believe those because that's what we've done as a child to cope with a parent who's being controlling. There's no judgment on your parent. You know, that's not what I'm.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, because they're just dealing with their beliefs that they got from that.
Yeah. And I mean, he had a really traumatic childhood, so like he didn't have parents.
Right. Okay.
So
So
it must be really hard for him to parent.
right. And so that's when we get into having to accept the kind of beliefs and the experiences that we've had as children, but at the same time, and start looking at them. We're going to look at this next week in the story module, talking about beliefs. Start looking at the beliefs that we've created and seeing them for not beliefs from us now. They're ones that we created as a child and we've held on to, and they create our view, our framework on life. But then what we also have to do at that point, when we start looking at these and start unraveling them, is that we have to start really taking full responsibility for our own experience, which is what I think you're doing by being in that interaction where you're standing up to him. It sounds like you are working through that, and we all have our own all places where we're doing that. So it's that taking full responsibility for your experience, even though it wasn't your fault as a child that you've had these reactions, right? And we'll all be doing that. We're all going to be talking about that. So, and in a way, this is good, because this is why I'm going to bring us back to the goal setting kind of part of it, because, you know, creating these shifts that we're talking about, that I am holding space for you guys these next 2 months, you know, it brings up this stuff, and it's really easy for us not to make these differences. It's so easy. It's much easier for us to stay in a familiar place of discomfort than to go into an unfamiliar place of comfort. As humans, we're wired to stay in what feels familiar but isn't necessarily that great, and it's harder to shift. My friend Cora talks about, in fact, she talks about it because someone else talks about it, and I can't remember who it was that she quotes. The pain pushes until the desire pulls, kind of thing. So like we're so used to feeling uncomfortable in certain situations, which are quite often to do with these unsupporting beliefs that we've created, these stories that we've created. And we have to kind of move through that pain until we start to believe in something different. We start to believe in ourselves in a different way. We can see ourselves as more than the stories that we've grown up with. And that's why in this program, I really want us to believe in our little mission statement, because even though this is just 2 months, this is going to go by in a flash. This is just really a tiny step, but it's a really important one, and why I want us to really take it seriously whilst having fun, because it's really important stuff. Like creating this internal shift means letting go of crap that is holding us back, and crap that we're going to be communicating, not necessarily through our words to our children, but when we get pissed off, or when we say no when we could say yes, or when we're feeling crap in our bodies. You know, these things will come to our kids, and that's, like, to a certain extent, we have to just accept that will happen. We're not going to be perfect. We can't heal everything, right? But we can take responsibility for things. So that's why we're doing this. So I want you to believe in that dream stretched version, because I want you to have a reason to pull out of whatever it is that's keeping you stuck where you don't really want to be. And the fact that you're here is enough to know that you're already moving out of it. Otherwise you wouldn't have joined the program. Okay, where have I got to? Anybody else want to add anything there, or ask anything? We're all okay, that's cool, just checking. Okay, so the next thing I was going to do is I want you to write on your list, mental list, as is 3 little columns: be, do, have. Okay, 3 little columns: be, do, and have. And I want you just to think about, just really quickly, in that dream stretched version of you. And remember, we're whizzing through this, so you can come back to it, okay? And you can ask me questions in the group. That dream stretched version of you, what does she be, do, have? You see what I mean? That doesn't sound very good, but you know what I mean? So what is it? What do you be, do, and have in that version of you? Can you write down a few things? We're doing this to anchor this into reality, right? So there is a reason for doing it. Out there, like my barefoot walking on beaches person with my children. What does she be, do, and have? We just started recording as well, so it's total shambles, this Zoom call tonight. I'm really sorry, everyone. I'll get better. Okay, so have you got a few things, Dan? You can come back to it. Have you got a few ideas? Getting somewhere with it? Okay. So when you've got that list, you can look at it and think, okay, well, what actually in there have I already sort of got, or can I get? You know what I mean? So like start thinking about how far away is that? Because when it's a feeling, I mean, if it's, you know, have a Porsche, maybe you're not allowed to have one, right? But if it's, you know, hopefully there's some things that there, and if you look at them, are they really all that far away? And what can you do to bring them into your life now? Does that make sense? Has that lined up? Or have I thrown you so far out that you're doing mansions and Porsches? I don't think you are.
No.
Does that line up? Has that made sort of sense somehow? Okay. Do you want to share anything, Debbie? Do you want to give me a wave? Are you cool? She's not sure. Yeah? Okay, come on then. I'm going to mute Jane.
Mine isn't so much as I want something like a holiday or anything like that. It's not anything like that. Yeah. It's more a feeling.
Yeah.
So in my 10 10x thing,
yeah,
I've got like confidence, and I don't know how to put it into words, but to like myself.
Yeah.
So in the be, do, and have bit, I've got be confident, and then be liked. Now I don't mean be liked by other people, but be liked by myself.
Right.
Okay. And then that would in turn allow me to make solid choices and solid decisions for myself and kids.
Yeah.
And then it would in turn give us have opportunities would hopefully open up, and then it would give myself self-confidence as well. So although I want to be confident, I would like to eventually have self-confidence. Does that even? Am I just waffling? I'm just waffling.
I think that makes sense. That makes sense, doesn't it, everyone? Yeah, it totally makes sense, because it, like, what you do breeds, so kind of actions breed confidence as well.
So I need to have confidence to like the things that I'm doing, or like the things that I want to do. So like my parenting, I want to like what I'm doing. Yeah. And then that would then give me the confidence later on, and confidence to do stuff. And
okay. Debbie, what I want you to do, no, it's good, it's really good. What I want you to do is try and flesh that out a little bit in writing. Try and think about, try and kind of really create some examples in your mind of what that might be. When you say, well, I want to parent, I want to like the way I'm parenting, just try it out. Just try it out in your mind, write things down, and some of them will feel like, yeah, that's what I want. And some of them will feel like, do you know what I mean? But just maybe try and flesh it out and bring it out, but until you've got a few things that are really pop out, and you're like, yes, I want to feel that, and it feels quite feels doable. It feels doable. Okay, does that sound okay? Yeah. I'll whiz you through. I know I'm just like, oh, hi, it's Thursday evening, and we're just going to rearrange your entire life. So, okay, so this is the final part. So does anyone else share anything as you're happy and relaxed? I'm not sure. Hang on. Wait, hang on. Hang on. Wait, I unmuted you. Oh no, we're doing it at the same time.
Okay.
I did have something, but the thing is, I think that it's difficult because I've got this new baby thing, and I feel like everything is in a really temporary state, and I don't want to wish it away. And I really appreciate that right now is a funny old time for me. So like it's a funny old time for anyone. So I kind of understand that, and I don't think it's a permanent state of disrepair, it's just temporary. So I just need to pick. So when I'm trying to picture the butterfly version of myself, I can't, it's not, everything's changing all the time, isn't it? And so in 10 months time she'll nearly be a year old and everything will be different and I'll have more freedom. So I am trying to think of, my big wish is that the jobs that I do are, because I do all these different little jobs, are all jobs that I love, not just some of them. And that I am able to balance it with my kids and be a really dynamic mum at the same time as doing all that. I want to be basically, there's lots of different things that I want, but I feel like I can't really wish them right now because of the baby. I've just got to chill out. So I want to chill and I want to do all those things, and I don't really know how that ties up in a kind of comfortable sentence. I don't really have.
No, that's okay. I totally know what you mean. Like you kind of just want to be where you are, and you want to make that shift with your body because you feel like give you the confidence so that when you are ready, when Artemis is a little bit bigger, and I mean you're already about to be juggling your music and everything anyway, but when you're really fully doing it and she's bigger, that
there's a different stage, isn't there? But I really think that for me the key for this particular, for why I've joined this group is not, there's so, because it's a huge question, there's so many things that we could all be dwelling on, and I everything that you guys are saying really chimes with how I feel also, or in some ways it does. But what I really want to keep a focus on, the reason I joined it, which is to do with post-birth sitting around and failing to get fit again, which is what happened every single time I've had a baby. And this may be my last baby, I think, and I just don't want to make that mistake again. I want to just be better at, I don't want to just blame the baby and blame babies and say, well, I just, these are the flames of creation, who cares? I really care, and I really, really want to make an effort for my own self-confidence in the end. I just want to be able, there are all these mums out there who just look so blinking perfect straight away, and I've never given a shit about that, and suddenly I do. I just don't want to sit around.
I think it's okay. I also think it's totally okay. Like if what you really want is to look better, there's no judgment on what type of goal you want. Do you know what I mean? And I think the way you can still do this with a simple thing like, I just want my body to feel better. And the thing to do is just think, okay, what's that super fit version of me? Like literally, what is it that she can do that I would want to do? Is it, do you know what I mean? Is it that, hang on, I'm just trying to think about what is it that you really love doing? Do you want to run again? Like, is it running that you really love doing? Not a should, but like that you love it? Or is it going swimming? Or is it like, I don't know, going dancing more? Or like, what's the thing? You imagine a version of you that's feeling really fit, feeling really strong, and you're doing something that you really, really enjoy doing. And you can imagine doing it in that body, like if that's the thing. So that's the dream stretching. It doesn't have to be a different life, a different version of me, like on holiday or whatever. It can just be me at a festival wearing really nice clothes and having like dancing and feeling really properly confident or whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
It's important because it's about the motivation ads. It's about like giving yourself a reason to make sure that you do the thing, so that when you do fall asleep when you're after breastfeeding, that you're like, no, wait, hang on a second, what about that, whatever, that part of me, I really want that. So that's all it is. Okay, so Oh, it's back to it's trying to cut me off again. So this really is the last bit, right? Stay with me. Okay, the very, very last bit, and I can follow this up in the group as well, is that we're going to write a mission statement. You can do it this way, or you can do your own lovely one. But what I want it to be is we want to anchor this into reality. So we're going to say, it's my mission, right? It's my mission that in 8 weeks' time, I am going to feel, and then you fill in that blank, right? I'm going to feel this. And then I want you to anchor that into an example in your life. So like, I'm going to feel this so that when I pick up the kids from school, when I go swimming on holiday in a bikini, when I, you know, like whatever it is, okay, whatever the thing is. So, or when I don't know, whatever it is, when I cook the supper, or when my husband comes home from work, or blah, 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 this is how I feel. So I want you to like get those feelings, get that 10x version if you want, grab something from there, grab some from the Be Do Have, bring it into your life now, and give yourself a kind of goal that is real, so that you can really be working towards that in 8 weeks. So I want it to be, so we're working like, we're pulling ourselves out into something that feels really amazing and good, but at the same time we're making it really doable. Does that make sense? People are nodding. That sounds good. Janie, you look so cozy right now. I hope you're not. Are you okay? You're hurting. Oh, I think she's frozen actually. She's frozen. Okay, so that's the idea of the goal setting. So can you have a go at writing it? Share it in the group. Write it on your thing where I wrote my lovely mission, or write a version of it, something up there so that you can, so that you've got it down. Debbie, if the printer doesn't work, just make up your own one. It's a nightmare, I know. Okay, so I'm just gonna unmute everybody quickly. Unmute, is everyone there?
Yeah. Hi.
Hi, I got you.
Yeah. Where's my mouse?
Yeah.
So, that is it. We've done really well. It's 8:20. I want you all to be able to go off and have the rest of your evening. Any
Amanda,
questions? Yeah.
can you send an email just saying what the things are to write down in a book?
Yeah. What
So
the my mission thing?
All the little things that you ask everyone to write down, because I want to do it, but I can't remember.
I'll write down the process. Yeah. This is.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'll write down the process and put it in the group.
Thank you.
Well done, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
This Zoom thing will get a bit easier. Go and get some sleep. Go and do writing if you want. Thank you so much for making eating.
Oh yeah, I should also add that I just still feel like I'm allowed to eat an awful lot. I don't know how I'm going to get this great body. But
it's how you feel about it. It's how you counts.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. Okay.
All right. Bye, everyone. Thanks for making it.
Bye.
Bye.
Nice to meet you.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
You too. Bye.